Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Cafe Bagheri's kitchen. As you can see, a kitchen under construction. Yes, we are smack in the middle of a remodeling project for our kitchen and dining room and our central part of our house. In a couple of months, you will get to see the results in one of my videos, hopefully. No, I can't cook right now. It's hotter than hell outside for 2 weeks now in Dallas, Texas. But you want videos, right? We have to go on making videos. And the weather being so hot, what's better than ice cream? And what's even better than ice cream is easy ice cream. So today, you and I are going to make an easy, no churn ice cream together. No fuss, no mess. You just whip it up and add your pistachios, put it in the freezer, and you have wonderful, delicious ice cream. So let's make some pistachio ice cream, easy pistachio ice cream. First thing you do, you put the whipping cream in a large bowl and put it in the fridge to completely chill, at least 30 minutes. Better if you can do it an hour ahead of time. Next, we're gonna prepare our pistachios, the star of the show, right? This is about a cup and 2 tablespoons of just shelled pistachios. I prefer roasted and salted so that you have some of that saltiness in the final ice cream flavor, right? So what I do is I use a knife to chop the pistachios. You can use a food processor or some sort of crusher machine and do a couple of pulses, and that's what you need. So what we're looking at is basically each pistachio nut should end up in 4 to 6 pieces. You don't want it any finer than that. Okay, I'm going to stop at this level, and if you have a few whole pistachios in the final mix, it's gonna be fine. So some lucky person is gonna end up with a bite of ice cream with a whole pistachio or 2 in it. So this has a crunchy, rocky road kind of texture to it with a very strong pistachio presence, right? So we're gonna put these back in the bowl. Now we're going to line our loaf pan that we're gonna use for freezing and molding this ice cream. If you don't have one of these, this is for baking loaves of bread. If you don't have a loaf pan like this, you can use any kind of Tupperware plastic container, a little bigger, a little smaller. The point is to have the parchment paper in there so it will not stick to the pan. Your ice cream should not stick to the pan. What I do is I take out the corners. Look at this. This is what I'm doing. Just fold the edges so that it will stay in there. Once you pour the ice cream in there, it's gonna push it in place. What happens is when we are done, and this thing is ready out of the freezer, you can just pull it out, okay? So now we're going to whip our cream and make our ice cream. Okay, our cream is quite cold. I got it from the refrigerator. It's been sitting in the fridge for over an hour and it's quite cold. You're ready to whip it. I'm using an electric hand mixer and I want to start on low and gradually go up to high. The goal is to get to stiff peaks. So we're basically whipping some air bubbles into the cream to give it some body. Make sure the bowl has high sides, otherwise the cream is gonna splatter on you and everywhere in your kitchen. That's why I use a large bowl. And even now with this large bowl, I'm getting a few drips here and there splattering out of the bowl. So our goal is to go up to a stiff cream. Look at this. We're almost there. We're gonna go another maybe 10, 15 seconds, and we're gonna have the cream where we want it. Here it is. This is where we want it to be. Look, see these peaks hold? They don't fall over themselves easily. So this is where we want to be. I'm going to put the mixer away. See, I need a kitchen. I don't have any counter space. It's time to add the rest of our ingredients, starting with something that we love around here. It's sweetened condensed milk. It's plentiful in North America and Europe. In the rest of the world, there are products similar to it. This is very key to our ability to be able to make easy ice cream with no churn. Why? Because the purpose of churning your ice cream, your custard, or whatever sweet, milky mix you make to make ice cream is to churn it in movement and freeze it while it's moving so that you achieve two things. Your ice cream freezes, which is what you want to do, but the ice crystals stay small. It doesn't freeze in a solid mass that you can't eat. So the purpose is to freeze it, but keep it smooth and the ice crystals should stay small. So here, because part of our milk and sweetness has already had the moisture removed from it, the condensed milk has less water and has a lot of sugar. And then the air that we have just whipped into this cream, which was our base, gives us the lift and body that we need for our ice cream. So we achieve the final texture that we want without having to put the mixture in an ice cream machine and go for, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes while you add ice and salt to it. So now we're gonna put the next ingredient. This is sour cream, and it's just to add more creamy fat goodness to this mixture. This is a cup of sour cream. And again, the details are in the recipe in the comments. I always pin the recipe comments so they come up. Now we put some aromatics next. I'll put about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Make sure you use a quality one. The lid on these vanilla extract bottles is supposed to be exactly 1 teaspoon. Next, we add our orange blossom water. You can find this in most Mediterranean, Persian, and Arabic markets in North America and Europe. If you can't find it, just skip it. There you go. We've done all our creams and aromatics so far. There's one thing missing that I like to put in my pistachio ice cream, and some of the traditional Persian ice creams have it, and that's rose water. That's an optional addition. If you like rose water, just put half a teaspoon or however much you like. Okay, it's time for the star of the show, the chopped pistachios, to go into our cream mixture. Before I do that, however, let's put aside a couple of tablespoons of that for decorations, and the rest of it goes in there. But one optional thing is also this. I know this crushed pistachio will give it the rocky pistachio flavor that we need in this mixture, right? However, what I like to do is I want to pulverize and finely chop about a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half and make a pistachio paste out of this. You just use the edge of your chef's knife, your big knife in the kitchen, and do this. See what we get there? this is in lieu of stirring something like pistachio butter or pistachio paste. Those products are very expensive. I've looked them up. They come in jars. They're usually processed and have other ingredients you don't want in your ice cream. Look, this ensures that you get that goodness of pistachio aroma, oils, and flavor in your final ice cream. And so we put this aside. Now let's fold the pistachio nuts in the rest of the cream mixture. This is what we were going for. If you were adding any kind of goodness into this ice cream to make it your own favorite, this is the time. If you like dried fruits, dried apricots or mangoes or pineapple, they have to be dried and very little moisture in them. You can chop them up fine, the same size as the pistachio nuts that we have in there, and then just add them in here. It will be awesome. Because I'm going to unmold the ice cream backwards, so we're gonna flip it over, I'm gonna put about 1/2 to 2/3 of these chopped nuts that I reserved at the bottom, because that's gonna be the top, right? When I flip it. And then we're going to, out of the bowl and into the mold. Another one of the aromas and ingredients that is not in this recipe, but you may want to consider adding, is some cardamom powder. Would go well with pistachios. Usually anything using pistachio and cardamom would be a good addition. So rose water and cardamom. And we're simply going to spread this and make it even. Remember, this is going to be the bottom of your ice cream block, and I'm going to tap and shake this a few times to make sure this settles and levels. These are slightly folded in. Get a sheet of aluminum foil to cover this. Just seal it all around, nothing to it. There it is, our pistachio ice cream. This is gonna go in your freezer for at least 4 hours. I recommend overnight if you can, and tomorrow you're gonna enjoy wonderful pistachio ice cream. We're gonna serve it when we come back. All right, the pan with the ice cream was in the freezer for several hours. I left it out of freezer for 30 minutes now. As you can see, it's sweating. That means it's starting to melt. And that's necessary for it to release and come out of the mold. Look at this. Yeah, see? It's kind of soft to touch, but still frozen. We're going to attempt to bring it down to set it in this serving plate. Oh yeah, look at this. Set the ice cream on our plate. I think it happened. This reminds me of getting Persian rice out of the mold. Oh, look at this. This is pretty. Okay, and then we just remove the parchment paper. Okay, looks like I left this out of freezer a little too long. Nevertheless, it still is wonderful. I'm gonna use this spatula to level and repair the sides, so just for presentation purposes. As you can see, the pistachios that we put in the bottom have been pushed into the ice cream. You can put some more crushed pistachio nuts on it just for the sake of its looks. There are other things you can put, crushed Damascus roses that are edible. They have kind of a rosewater flavor and aroma, or other chopped nuts and dried fruits on here, and it will be ready to go. Okay, this is going to be my attempt to go the opposite direction from this mess we're doing this video shoot in. This is our fine china that we got for our wedding. And you know what they say, at least once or twice a year, use your fine china. And we're gonna try to do that now. So I think this is gonna be too big a slice, but what the heck. We're going to try it. I want you to see the inside of this ice cream and how good it looks. Okay, perfect. I like that. And of course, you can do a little more of this crunchy pistachio. You could put some whipped cream on here and serve it. Here it is, our easy, no churn pistachio ice cream. Wonderful and very appropriate for summer season, and you're on the go, don't have a lot of time. This is perfect. If you like this video, please like, share this video with your friends and family on your social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatnot. When you make this at home, tag me on Instagram at Cafe Bagheri, and I will share it and promote it for you, give you a shout out. Speaking of shout out, here's a shout out to my dear nephew in Forney, Texas, Casey Arvin Bagheri. I love you. I know you watch my videos. You need to make this ice cream with mom and dad. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, this is a perfect opportunity. Please hit the subscribe button below and hit that little bell button so we can keep in touch. And I'll send you notifications when things happen around here. And I hope to see you right here very soon at Cafe Bagheri. Now it's time to give this a try. See if camera lady wants to try some. Would you like? No? Okay. This is off the chart on creaminess, and the little nuggets and explosions of pistachio flavor is just unbelievable. You want to make this. It's awesome.